The International Athletics Federation has provisionally suspended Russia from athletics. It means the country could miss the Olympics in Rio next year. The IAAF chaired a closed-door meeting in London on Friday where it voted in favour of the ban. The World Anti-Doping Agency released a report earlier in the week claiming that Russian athletes have been part of a state-funded doping program. For more on this, TRT World's Lance Santos is here. Lance, just explain to us, what exactly does this decision mean?
Well, it means that Russia are suspended indefinitely. Now, it is only Russian track and field, remember, so such sports such as weightlifting, archery are not. It is only the track and field element of the Russian Federation. And now the IAAF met, as you said, behind closed doors in London. It took them 3 hours to come to their decision. They discussed the WADA report, which told us of systematic state-funded doping within Russian athletics. And now it was a 22-1 vote, so pretty unanimous there that Russia should be banned immediately. However, there will be calls from the wider sporting community saying that this perhaps is not enough, because what it essentially means is what the IAAF have said to Russia is that you are suspended for the time being. Now, they get a chance. There's an IAAF reform program being put into place. They get a chance to prove, to clean up their act, to show that they can reform and that they're willing to cooperate with the World Anti-Doping Authority. And there is a chance that they can do it in time to be at Rio. However, Sebastian Coe said there are no promises.
Right, I see. So in terms of the suspension, there's no locked-in period for it, and we could indeed see Russian athletes in athletics in Rio.
We could. What Russia needs to do now, there are two options for Russia. Russia can voluntarily accept this decision, and that way they can then start the reform process. We have a hint that this is going to happen, given what Vladimir Putin said earlier on in the week, saying that he's willing to cooperate. And Vitaly Mutko, the sports minister, also said that WADA should perhaps give them someone that everybody can trust to take over their side of the anti-doping aspect of this. We know that from the WADA report, there are inside that report, they're suggesting, we're finding out tonight, that there were Secret Service officers bullying their way around these laboratories, these facilities in Moscow. So what Russia can do now is voluntarily accept the decision, cooperate, and that's the best chance of seeing their Russian track and field athletes at Rio.
Lance, since this story first came to light earlier this week, we've spoken to a lot of professional athletes and people in that area, commentators as well, and they all say this isn't just athletics and it isn't just Russia. Can we see the investigation going further?
Well, this is now the problem that the IAAF faces, or perhaps the solution, really. You know, some say you need to be caught in order to improve the sport. We have already seen the co-author of the report saying that Kenya and Ethiopia are just as bad, if not worse, than Russia. Kenyan athletics had crisis meetings on Saturday. They have already implemented a plan to tackle anti-doping, perhaps moving before everything moves on to them. And I think the net will be widened. It has to be widened. It's not fair to simply cast the shadow over Russia when the co-author of the report is saying that there is widespread doping offences taking place elsewhere. Also, Sebastian Coe faces a tough time now. A lot of people saying either he was asleep on the job, if he did not see that Lamine Diack was involved, the former president was involved in this whole scandal. How did Seb Coe not see this happening? And now, is he the right man then to take it forward?
All right, so some interesting information coming out of this evening, but still a lot to clarify. Lance Santos, thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thanks.